So what we did is actually we decided to work around like GitHub and put all the repository there and the utilities to allow quick development for everybody. So how you use Node Rocket is really important, and how you set up a project, because that's a goal to allow you to quickly set up a project and quickly prototype. So it's actually based around first having a utility that allows you to build a basic skeleton of your application.
So it's an MVC framework. Well, it's inspired by Rails. So it offers command line utilities. First, to install it, we are using a package manager for Node that's called npm, so Node Package Manager.
We'll actually show you how easy it is. So you do just npm install if you have Node and npm, which is Node Package Manager, and you do install Rocket. So basically,
all the dependencies are installed.
All the dependencies will be installed, and you want to prototype. You want to make something up quickly, so you use the Rocket utility
that we created.
And so I do Rocket create, and it's going to be called Rocket. So yeah.
So we have all the files needed are created. So we can.
Yeah. So the big idea also behind Node Rocket is actually the way we separate information from the client and from the server without actually really blocking them from communicating together. So you have all your files in the client, and you have your libs and your static files. So in your libs, actually, your JS libraries that you are exporting to the client, and you have your static files, which are, of course, your static files. And then we also are mapping the controllers in an MVC manner to quickly set up all your URLs.
Yeah, so what we do is we've gone convention more than configuration. So if you look in our controllers file, you'll have something that looks in the style root.controller.js, and that tells us that that's going to be your root controller. So anytime you would hit just your local host or whatever it's running at your /, it'll bring up your root controller. If you were to have another controller, yeah, like you can see, all this is a hello world function, and that's going to be your index one. And we've really done it that it's going to read through all your controllers and map them to the right URL. So if you have a controller called profile, and you were to go to your localhost /profile, it would run that controller. And it's a really RESTful interface that there are only 5 functions that every controller can have, and they're all your basic CRUD applications, which are your get, your put, your post. And then the same thing with views. We read your views file, and if your views matches a controller, we then map. I don't know if this project has any views right now, but we will then map the view, the templated view, on top of the returned JSON from your controller. And all this is done behind the scenes. All you need to do is make a simple control file that returns a JSON and a simple view template that right now we were using Jade to do our templates.
Okay, so we also talked about doing it something that allows you to make easily comment application. To do that, we also needed to export some functions and expose some parts of the server to the client. We do that through a utility that's called dnode. And well, behind the scene, what actually happens is that you put JavaScript objects in your export folder, and all the functions in that project are automatically exported. So here I'm exporting the sendPing function, which receive a message and a callback. So when the client can send a ping to the server by calling that, saying let's say ping, and then the server will respond to the callback provided by the client by calling it with POM. How do we allow the client to actually call that? We actually introduced a system to bootstrap the client, because usually with each views you have a specific JavaScript code that you want to run. Usually also you have like code that runs on all your website, but we allow that by having a bootstrapper in JavaScript for each views that inherits like the global functions of your JS site from a default bootstrapper. Just going to show you quickly how it looks. So it's in the libs and bootstrappers. And also the bootstrappers are directly mapped. So you don't have to do that. It's already done for you. You just name your files correctly and Node Rocket does all the work for you. So just to show you how simple it is, I'm going to show you what is actually in the root bootstrapper. So basically, this function called bootstrap gets called by the server, or no, the client, sorry, when it loads the page. So just loads the function. It doesn't do anything special right now. I just wanted to show that you're actually calling then the default controller. And actually, this is also where the magic happens. So, as I've been saying, the bootstrap function is getting called, and we connect to the server. So it's just dnode.connect, and we pass a function that actually receives a remote object because everything in Node is tied to events. So it's really connected to how you receive events and like callbacks and all. So what it actually does is it set an interval to actually ping the server with that, and then show the result. So, but this could be a chat. This could be pretty much anything. It could be you pushing an image through a feed. The communication between the server and the client is basically just function calls. So yeah, I think I'm
Want to show the demo app?
Yeah, we're going to show the demo. So. So you just use Node and you take your launcher, and we're starting a port and server on port. And this is what you have. So everything has been connected with all the files that we have, and the client server is being running. Voila.
This is our rapid development framework in Node. Any questions?
Yeah.
So, let me get this straight.